Subscribe to LearnCap and hit the bell icon to get notified.
Hello everyone. As you very well know that theory is really important before you take up the problems, isn't it? Yes. As you can see in this chapter of material, theory becomes very important, and you have been listening to the theory from a long period of time, and now it's the time to help you to understand the problems. Okay, before I can take up the initial part of the questions on the material, let us just check with the valuations and what the material cost includes and what it excludes. Yes, in this session of the material cost, we will study the material issues and what are the material questions, and we'll also take up the inclusions and the exclusions in the valuation of the material cost. Yes, so let's begin with the material issues. Issues means problems, nothing but questions. What kind of problems can we have in with respect to the materials? So what kind of materials to purchase, how much to purchase, where to purchase, at what intervals you have to purchase? Aren't these an issues? Yeah, issues here symbolizes the questions, problems. Okay, so very first one, what to purchase. I want to produce a pen. I don't know what to purchase. This answer is given by BOM, isn't it? Bills of materials will tell you what are the raw materials to be purchased. Likewise, another question is there. When I have to purchase. Okay, this is given by PRN. Purchase requisition notes will be there, which are sent by the stores department. That is when the next order has to be placed. Okay, now next question, where I should purchase. You have to purchase there are two types of purchases. One is the traditional purchases, the other one is the just-in-time purchases. Okay, just in time is you want to use it for the production. Directly you are going to place an order. The supplier will send it directly to the production department. There is no stores department in between. Clear with this, no? That is the just in time purchases. Immediately it will deliver the goods. That is impossible in India, isn't it? Don't you think today I want to buy some materials, I will get after 2 days, 3 days. It is impossible to get the materials on time except having a Amazon Prime membership. Sometimes with respect to some phones, you can get the delivery on the same day when you book it. Okay, clearly with this, no? Sometimes even if it is a Prime membership, it will take 1 day time to deliver the goods to you. That is, lead time is 0. That is, lead time means time interval between the placing of the order and delivery of the goods is nothing but the lead time. Okay, so more about the just-in-time purchases you are going to learn in detail at the final level. Now we are going to discuss about the traditional purchases. Okay, when we reach the reorder level, we have to place the next order and it will be purchased from the relevant supplier. So getting the information of the suppliers, placing the order, getting the quotation and making the advance payment, all these have to be done in the this is the answer for the third question, where to purchase. Next one is how to purchase. Okay, that is, as I already told you, how the same has to be purchased. It can be after making the payment or on the credit or on the cash, as the case may be. Next, at what price to purchase? The price is a big consideration. It should not exceed the standard price as maintained, and we should also ensure it will match the quality and the quantity. Q and Q, it should match Q and Q, and it is that price at which you are able to meet the relevant requirements at which you have to place the order. Clear with this, no? The price should be lowest, but it should match with the quality. This is the requirement. Okay, so after having understood all these problems, at what time you have to purchase, when you have to place the next order, how many materials have to be stored, all these questions are there. More beyond these material issues. To answer these questions only, we have various stock levels and we have the EOQ formula. EOQ, which is also known as ROQ. Okay, so more details we are going to learn in the further part of the session. What is the procedures in the material purchase? If I want to buy something, what is the procedure? Why I want to know? So that I can understand what the material cost should include and what it will exclude. Okay, so what is the procedures for the material purchase? A, inviting the quotations. I have to first invite the quotations or request for the proposal. Now, selection of the quotation. Among the so many quotations, I will select the one which matches with my requirements. Okay. Now, third, preparation and execution of the purchase order. I will type a mail in detail congratulating them to be our suppliers, and I'll place the next order to them. Okay. Receipt and the inspection of the materials. Not only that, once the material reaches my factory, I will inspect the materials before it goes and sits in the stores department. Next, goods received notes. Once I accept the material, I will send the goods received note to the cost accounting department. Next one, material returned note. If at all I'm not satisfied with the material, I will return back the materials to the suppliers. That is when I'm going to prepare material returned note, or also termed as goods returned note. Okay, next. Yeah, so it is GRN can be goods received note or material returned note. General policy is to have MRN, okay, or GRN. Okay, now checking and passing the bills for the payment is the last step. These are the various steps in the purchase of the materials. First, invitation, selection, preparation of the order, receipt, goods received note, material received note, and make the billing. Okay, making the payment towards the bills. How? Now, let's now move on to the most important part, that is the valuation of the material receipt. What do you understand here? Here we get to learn what we have to do, whether we need to include it or whether we need to exclude certain expenditures, and whether it will form a part of the material cost or no. This answer can be answered. This question can be answered only when I am able to understand the various principles in the valuation of the material receipt. The very first one is based on the trade discount. Second one is based on the duties and taxes, and the third one is based on the penalties and the charges, and the fourth one is based on the other expenditures. In this session, we are going to understand the based on the discounts and based on the duties and taxes. Okay. So here in this session, you are able to understand, in the case of valuation of the material, what should be included, what should be excluded. So why to delay? Let us begin with the very first one, that is based on the discounts. Based on the trade discounts, or based on the discounts, the very first one is a trade discount. What is trade discount? Any discount given in the normal trade parlance. Any discount given in the normal trade parlance is termed as trade discount. What you have to do? You have to minus this. Okay, you have to deduct it in the valuation of the materials, or in the calculation of the material cost. Trade discount is allowed as a deduction. It is to be deducted. Okay, next one. Okay, next one is quantity discount. Yes, quantity discount is similar to that of the trade discount. What happens in trade discount? If you buy for 100 rupees, I will give you 20 rupees off. You can only pay me 80 rupees. What is this? Trade discount. What is quantity discount? Buy one, get one free offers. If you go to any of the big bazaars and others, supermarkets, you can find this, isn't it? Buy two, get one free. Buy two, get two free. Buy one, get one free. Likewise, okay. So what is this called as? Quantity discounts. If you buy two, you are getting one. Ultimately, what is happening? Your price, overall price for all the three packets is getting reduced, isn't it? Okay, 3 units is getting reduced. So in short, I can say quantity discount is similar to the trade discount. So what you should do? You should deduct this also. Okay. Like a trade discount, quantity discount is also shown as a deduction from the invoice. It is to be deducted from the purchase price if not shown as a deduction. Next, cash discount. What is cash discount? Cash discount is a method which is used by the suppliers to get the money as early as possible. What supplier will tell? Okay, I've given you 10 days time to make the payment, but if you make the payment within 3 days or 4 days, I'll give you a discount of 100 rupees. I'll give you a discount of 100 rupees, or I'll give you a discount of 1%, 2%, as the case may be. This is what he is going to say. So won't you be happy? Yes, you would like to reduce your price, for which you are going to make the payment early. But Cash discount is a pure in a financial nature. Okay, it is purely financial in nature. Okay, financial in nature. So this cannot be considered as forming a part of your cost. Therefore, this cannot reduce your cost. So you should not deduct it from the purchase price. It should not be deducted from the purchase price. Next one, it should be treated as an interest, which is nothing but the financial charges, and it must be ignored. Next, subsidy or grant or an incentive. So government is going to tell you, if you purchase the raw materials in bulk, I am going to give you additional subsidy, or tax discounts are given, okay, or without GST you can buy, or the price itself will be reduced to certain nominal amount, or sometimes government will reimburse the amount for purchasing of the raw materials. In such circumstances, this is going to reduce your purchase cost, hence it also must be deducted. Okay, any subsidy, grant, incentive received from the government or other sources should and must be deducted. Clear with this? No? So this is all about the valuation under the valuation of the inventories based on the discounts. The next one is based on the duties and taxes. Based on the duties and the taxes, the very first one is the road tax. Road tax, nothing but the toll charges that is being collected when a vehicle passes through some of the tolls. Okay, what happens? Automatically the toll charges will be deducted, isn't it? Okay. Similarly, this is road tax. Similar to that is the toll charges is the road tax. During the transportation of the heavy goods, sometimes road tax has to be paid. Such road taxes are forming a part of your purchase cost. Yes, it is to be added to your purchase cost. Next. Now, integrated goods and service taxes, that is IGST, state goods and service taxes, that is SGST, and central goods and service taxes, that is CGST. IGST, SGST, CGSTs are nothing but the taxes, there is a GST amount. Okay, this has a special, special treatment. If this GST, SGST, IGST, CGST is available as a ITC, it is available for ITC, then credit is not available. You should not add it. Clear with this? No? If ITC is available, do not add it. If ITC is not available, then add it. Clear with this? No? I will explain you much more detail the meaning of ITC and everything. Now, last one is the basic custom duty. Okay, so let us read one by one. See, basic custom duty is nothing but the one on which you won't get any credit. No credit is available on the custom duty. You have to bear it and you cannot get the credit on it. Okay, therefore it is always forming a part of your total cost or material cost. Now, road tax and toll charges, if paid by the buyer, then it is included within the cost of the purchase. If it is paid by the buyer, then it must be included. If it is paid by the supplier, then it will not be included in the purchase cost. Next one, in case of the IGST, as I told you, it is excluded from the cost of the purchase if the credit on the same is available. What is the meaning of credit? I paid 10 rupees as a GST. Okay, when I am recovering the GST from my customers, I can set off this 10 rupees whatever I have paid. I can set off the 10 rupees. This setting off principle is only called as ITC. This setting off principle is called as ITC. When I paid to the supplier, I paid 10 rupees as a GST. When I am receiving from the customers, I am taking 20 rupees as a GST. The balance 10 rupees only I will remit it to the government. Okay, so whatever 10 rupees I have already paid to the government is allowed as a deduction, nothing but allowed as a credit. That means wherever ITC is available as a credit, okay, it will not form a part of my total cost. It must be excluded from the calculation of the total cost. This CGST also must be excluded and SGST also must be excluded from the calculation of my material cost, but basic custom duty, okay, will be included. Okay, now unless mentioned specifically, it should not form a part of the cost of production. What is to be mentioned? That ITC is not available. If this word is there, then add it. If this word is there, then add it. If this word is not there, then deduct it. Simple. Clear with this? No? Add it if ITC is not available, minus it if the ITC is available. Okay, now basic custom duty is nothing but paid during the importation of the goods from outside India. It is to be added with the purchase cost as no credit is available on the same. Clear with this? No? So these are the various things that you have learned in this session. So let's make a summary of whatever we have learned. We have understood what are the issues in the material cost. We have learned the procedures in the material cost. We have also checked on the valuation of the material cost. In the case of the valuation of the material, you have 4 types, but in this session we have learnt on the various kinds of the discounts, like trade discounts. Under the trade discounts, trade discount, quantity discount, cash discount and subsidies from the government we have read. Next, duties and taxes. Under the duties and taxes, we have learnt the very first one, which is nothing but the road tax. It must be added. Remember this, okay? And next one is the IGST, CGST, SGST, okay, SGST. This will not be added. Do not add it. Exclude it, okay. Exclude it when ITC is available. Exclude it when ITC is available, and include it when ITC is not available. Okay, the last one was the custom duty. Custom duty will always be added. Okay, always be added. Trade discount will be deducted, quantity discount deduct, no action will be taken, subsidy also to be deducted. So in this session we have learnt 2 kinds of valuations, that is with respect to the discounts and with respect to the duties and taxes. In the further part of the session we are going to learn about the penalties and the other expenditures. Okay, so till then please keep revising. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you so much.
Subscribe to LearnCap and hit the bell icon to get notified.